All right, hello. So today we're going to talk about this interesting, I don't know if it's thought experiment or worry image that I have. It's it came about thinking about the eternal, sort of stepping outside of time. Now, as soon as you do that, in a way, it feels like time, you don't have control over time, it slips by. And so, you could accidentally just, step back from time and it just like skips forward. And then you panic, you come in and then it's like too late. You're 80 and you're at the deathbed and you haven't lived a life because the time has just passed away. And that image of sort of being 80 in my deathbed and and I have lived my life, but not really. Or there's some way which I haven't lived the life. It doesn't feel familiar, it doesn't feel like I was a part of it. That was very spooky to me. And interestingly, it wasn't even like the quality of the life didn't match to how bad I felt about not living it in a way that maybe you'd guess. Because if I had lived like a hedonic life, sort of on the you know on the course that I sort of was already on, watching YouTube, being comfortable, enjoying other people's work, not doing too much myself, etc., etc., like delaying things a lot, never really getting anything done. That's actually, uh, if I had, zapped back to my 80-year-old body and that was the life, it didn't feel as much of a panic. It felt pretty okay. It was more a panic when I was when it was more of a typical life or a life that was more lived. There, I was scared that I missed it or I felt bad about it. There was something very disconcerting. It's like wasted or like not worth it, just spoiled. Like it felt very nefarious or bad in a way that was pretty surprising. A third way I was thinking it could go was just like the idealistic or semi-idealistic picture of living in nature, having a nice time with the trees, and having all around pretty ordinary life. And there, it actually felt good. I felt pretty happy, and I didn't really feel like I needed to to have lived a life. I was perfectly satisfied that it had been lived. It didn't need to be me. Um, and looking into it, it seemed to suggest that, in a way, being virtuous in the good sense of the word was something that, uh, maybe put it in another way. The reason why I didn't like the vague image of the life lived in the normal way that one would imagine that was because there's a lot of points in that life where you're keeping things not totally 100, you're strategizing, you're manipulating a bit, you're being completely honest, and it's not. It seems to be like selfish, but that's not quite the reason why I don't like it, because in the pure hedonic situation, that's another instance where I was like not too worried about it. So I guess another factor is that in the two situations where it's pretty good or good, there wasn't really any people. In the situation that I felt badly about, there were people, so there might be something there as well. Um, so yeah, that was the image that I had. I think it's pretty interesting, and it seems to me that to be able to, step back into eternity, it is going to be a necessary thing that you'd be okay with this slippage. It's not really going to happen. I guess in a way it will, because the teachers do report that it just goes on by itself. And so maybe it takes time, but if it goes on by itself, there's no input from you, and so it might as well be slipping. Um, and to be able to get to that point, it seems that you have to be completely uh, okay and align with doing the sort of lovely things, possibly difficult, possibly easy, lovely things like being honest, being authentic, loving, all this stuff. You get the intuition very easily. Um, and I think, as is usually common, zooming out, this stuff becomes a lot clearer. That's all. I think that's a pretty cool image. I was surprised to. It was something that I almost thought about before, but didn't. But that's it. All right, take care.